Okay, so I want to do a review just based on popular demand of a Bridgestone golf ball. So I've got the Bridgestone Tour BX here. When I was out in Arizona, it was the ball of choice for Bryson to hit his kind of new personal ball speed record, which I had a front row seat for, which was really cool. Kyle Berkshire was hitting them too, although I think he normally uses a different long drive ball, but they were both getting like unbelievable ball speed off this on their drivers. And so I've played a Bridgestone ball before. I played kind of the original Tiger ball because I used to not be able to put any spin on it. And I've been curious about these, would they be a ball I'd consider putting in my bag over a Pro V1? Is there an advantage there? So I want to test these out, give them a good little run through with, a 50-yard shot with a 60, kind of a gap wedge shot or a pitching wedge shot, I should say, the mid iron and then the driver, see what kind of numbers I get compared to, the numbers I know very well from Pro V1, and just give you guys a rundown of how good of a ball this would be potentially for your bag. Good. That's with the 60-degree wedge, aiming for a 50-yard shot. 7,000 spin is a little bit lower than I would have expected from a tour ball. Now, this is supposed to be the slightly lower spin ball of the range. The BXS is the higher spin ball, so not totally unexpected. What I would love to see from a tour ball is something around 8,000 spin for this shot. And to be honest, most of the time you're not going to notice 200-300 spin on a golf course. So I don't have any concerns here. It felt nice, a little bit firmer than a soft compression ball. This one's a bit firmer, but it performs the way you'd want it to. I think unless you're playing the fastest, firmest greens in the world, this would stop just fine from 50 yards for you. So a Pro V1 would probably give me in the low 8,000s because I've done that test a million times. So this is slightly lower spin on the wedges, but I don't think it's a big concern. Okay, so into the pitching wedge, 140-yard shot. Definitely feels solid off the wedge. Exactly the right yardage. It's a good one there. So we look at the full pitching wedge. 138 is usually about my yardage. Good ball speed, energy transfer, no concern there. And I pretty much always see mid to upper 9,000 spin with a good Pro V1 style ball off a pitching wedge. So that's exactly where I would like to see it. It's not too high spin. I don't want to spin it over 10,000. You'll start to balloon it in the wind. But something around 9,000, 9,500 is perfect. So in terms of how it performed off the wedge, I think it was great. It felt nice as well. Started to compress the ball a bit more with the faster swing. And the numbers are spot on, so no concerns there. Okay, so into the 7-iron. About 185 yards should be the target. Strike. Turn it over a little bit. It's a little straighter. Struck pretty well, just a little on the left side, which is okay. Okay, good. With the 7-iron, some good things to pay attention to. Ball speed's great. 128 basically rounded up is lots of ball speed with the 7-iron. I'd be very happy with that. Good launch angle. Again, we want to flight these, as a tour ball. You don't want to hit the ball too high, so the launch angle's in a strong window. And the spin's a bit lower than something like a Pro V1. And Pro V1's a fairly, mid to low spin off the mid irons for a tour ball. This one's probably just a shade lower than that. So something around 6,000 is good with a 7-iron if you're the type of person who overspins your irons. If you're someone who doesn't spin their irons enough, you probably want to look elsewhere for a different ball. You might want to play something like the XS, or you might want to play a Pro V1X. Those balls spin quite a bit more on the mid irons. But again, this is a great ball for someone that maybe wants a bit more distance on the mid irons. Maybe you play in the wind a lot, maybe you spin your irons too much. This is providing a really, really nice flight. And again, there's tons of stopping power on these. You'd have no concern with the ball coming in at a 47.9 degree landing angle, 109 feet in the air. So yes, the spin's a bit lower, but the ball's going to stop, just fine on most greens. So not a concern there, but just a good kind of lower type spin, mid iron flight with this golf ball. Really nice. Okay, that's a nice one. It's good too. Yeah, really good, really good. So if we look at the driver, again, obviously I'm usually low 170s. I'm just a little bit on the sore side. Been getting back in the gym a bit, played quite a bit of golf this weekend, so my swing speed is just a bit lower than normal just because I'm trying not to overdo it. But the numbers off the driver are really, really good. So the first thing I would point your attention to is efficiency rating. So 1.45, 1.46 on foresight is the equivalent of perfect, equivalent of 1.50 on TrackMan. So considering I'm kind of swinging it a bit gingerly today, it's really cool to see how much output is coming from that golf ball itself. Needless to say, it's a very, very good golf ball off the driver. It launched nice and high, spun quite low. There's really no complaints there whatsoever. Was able to get almost my normal distance out of it, even swinging a little bit slower. So really, really good golf ball off the driver. So I would definitely recommend that one. That's a really good golf ball for someone who wants to probably just drop their iron spin just a little bit. That's probably the main feature of this. The wedge spin, it will be a little bit lower than Pro V1 as well, but still quite competitive. Maybe just slightly lower spin off the wedges, quite a bit lower spin off the mid irons, and then very fast off the driver. That's probably the most impressive feature of this is it is a good feeling ball. It's not overly hard, but off the driver, it is super, super fast and efficient. So I would check that out for a wide range of golfers, unless you're the type of player that needs more spin to keep their irons and wedges in the air longer, or even the driver. Maybe look to the XS version, but for anyone else looking to lower that spin a little bit, get a little bit more pop and distance, I think this is a really, really good choice. Thanks for watching.